everyone picks a age group or a strata of society if you're a cred or something, right? We decided to pick a gender. India has more than 1.3 million women, Nipun, who earn more than 10 lakhs a year. They pay their taxes. They're on their way to leadership positions. Our mission is to help them get that, but more importantly, help them stay there. Even in our NPS, what came out was they valued people who were a part of the ecosystem a lot more than, oh, I get this benefit or that benefit.
Welcome back to another town hall. This is our, I would say, has started becoming flagship event for Community Hood. We in this format of events, we try to get in general founders of community-led startups who are very passionate about communities and have seen communities work for their ventures and who can share some of the learnings in their journey. Today we have a very special guest. Ragini is the co-founder of Leap.Club, which is she's literally a woman on mission. The mission is more women in leadership roles. I'm sure all of you, at least those who know her, would have heard this line from her. But the aim for her is to bridge the disparity between men and women in workplace, and her remarkable community building skills and generally brand expansion skills has been very useful in accelerating Leap.Club towards this mission.
Hi everyone, super excited to have you join us, and thanks so much for the introduction, Nipun. It's been great to be here.
So let's just start with the regular one. I'm sure you've been asked this a lot more times.
How did Club started?
Yeah. So how did Leap Club start? And I want to really understand the early journey of starting up a paid membership community, and how did you get your first free members or paid members? What did that look like? Did you ever have a free member, or how did that work for you?
So just to kind of set some context, Leap.Club started off as something that my co-founder Anand and I used to talk about during our time at Zomato. Like Nipun said, I spent 6 good years there. So lots of learnings, but overall we used to talk about how professional networking in today's day and age, and I think was and continues to be extremely broken, right? And this is absolutely true across sectors, domains, age groups, gender, everywhere. So during our research, we spoke to almost 300 people before we started Leap. We asked them, what is it that they did for their professional growth? What is it that they needed? And like I said, this was extremely gender, age group, everything agnostic, right? Now, during these conversations, which I used to have on weekends, I remember when I was still at Zomato, I think a lot of people said a lot of things which kind of helped us build the first few benefits or the features that we had at Leap.Club. But another thing really stood out for us, which was how passionately women spoke about the lack of a solid professional network in a community that basically has your back, right? And how this actually goes beyond people you work with. They spoke of lack of tools to kind of learn and grow. They spoke about lack of executive coaching, right? Executive coaching ultimately today is reserved for women, is reserved for people in the C-suite. And I think for women, unfortunately, we don't even have enough women in the C-suite, right? And this is as true to a Coca-Cola as it is to a Dunzo, as it is to a Zomato, right? It does not matter whether you're in law or tech or real estate or whatever. I think India unfortunately doesn't have enough women in the C-suite. They spoke about the need to be mentally happy. And I think another thing that really maybe stood out for me, or something I resonated with the most, was just not having enough role models and sponsors at the workplace, right? I think personally for me, that was my push. In short, everyone picks a age group or a strata of society if you're a cred or something, right? We decided to pick a gender. India has more than 1.3 million women, Nipun, who earn more than 10 lakhs a year. They pay their taxes. They're on their way to leadership positions. Our mission is to help them get that, but more importantly, help them stay there. I'll be honest, I understand our model is extremely unique, but it also sets us apart and sets us up for success. Looking back, I think 2 years, imagine pitching a paid network to our first member, right? I think the first question obviously was, who else is a part of this membership? Right. And I was like, zero. and you have to pay me 30,000 rupees to be a part of this dream. And let's be honest, like I was no Ankur Warikoo or Kunal Shah. Like no one's gonna pay me like some girl building something at Zomato and where have you come from. But God bless those 30 women who decided to pay me 30,000 rupees, I think in March 2020. So I'll be honest, it was blood, sweat, tears first few months. I was driving around Delhi NCR convincing people that this is what we wanted to build, and we didn't even have a website up and running, right? It was literally our first batch in some sense. But of course, we ended up launching in May 2020. Rest is history. I think the team grew earlier. The first 2-3 months, it was just me. Later, the team grew. A bunch of people from, who I used to work with at Zomato, they came in. We all started pitching. We did Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. Today, like you said, I think we started onboarding 800 to 1,000 people per month. But that journey has been insanely crazy, but insanely, I think, fruitful. In terms of, I think, why we still stuck to paid and just calling out, we've never had free memberships. We've never had them in the past. We don't have them today, and I hope we don't have them in the future. I do feel that if you build a product that's needed in the world, the demand will be there. As of today, Leap.Club wants to be the preferred professional network for women globally, hopefully influencing 3 key aspects. One happens to be community, which we do in the form of connections and the larger network. 2 is learning and development. We're launching early July. So there's a lot of cohort-based courses. There's a lot of group coaching. There are a lot of learning and mentoring circles, all of that's coming in. And we have jobs and opportunities coming in, hopefully next year. So yeah, lots in store. But I think just keeping it paid from day one helped us build right, helped ensure that members are valuing it a lot more, helps with DAO numbers, everything, right? Renewals, everything. So yeah, that's what the Leap journey has been like in short.
Take us through that journey of those early days. How did you did it? Like, I'm sure you have, like, what were the number of members you had before you started? Let's say before you raise funds or before you, like, I want to know the organic growth journey for, how did you create so much word of mouth? And I'm sure, I think this, like, Leap is one of those brands who is really, really popular in terms of word of mouth. So tell us about like 1 or 2 things that you did as a process or that people could learn from and implement in their own journeys.
Yeah, so I think just to give you some timelines, right? We started putting social posts, like I said, and shameless, right? Like me, my co-founder, all our friends, tag everyone, send it to everyone on Instagram, send a link to the LinkedIn, this thing to everyone on WhatsApp. So I'm absolutely shameless. I'm just like, go comment, do this. And I think and Anand and I were very conscious. We didn't go to our family and friends for the first 1.5 years. So my friends couldn't even become Leap.Club members, right? Because we didn't want that biased view. But I think all our 2nd degree, 3rd degree, 4th degree connections, everyone started seeing it on the social media, so on and so forth. And that kind of helped us build that waitlist. The waitlist was very simple. Head to the website, put your email ID, and we'll keep you posted once we launch. That's it, nothing else, no details, nothing. What ensures that word of mouth for us, I just have one thing, right? I think keep delivering value, keep obsessing over customer feedback, take NPS very, very seriously. I don't think any amount of marketing, we've spent 0 money, but absolutely, I'm Malayali. I'm the most frugal person I know, right? I think no amount of marketing can match great customer experience. And that's how we did it, right? And even today, you go to LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever and just write Leap.Club, and you'll just see the sheer amount of love our members shower us with.
Shifting gears a bit, would love to deep dive into, how you guys have built the whole membership model. Just on a broad level, can you talk about when you started Leap? You started as an a la carte, the day 0. What are like generally some of the ways to monetize a community based on your experience, and would love to then maybe follow it up with what's your revenue model?
Got it. Just again to set some context, we of course, like us spoke, we started with 30,000 rupees, giving people access to a certain number of benefits, right? Like whatever, group coaching, some sort of events. There were no masterclasses, clubhouses, nothing. There was no app, right?
Yeah.
I think it was just literally you get access to A, B, C, and that's what we did. I think over the next 4-5 months of relentlessly, and we were 5-6 people in the team, we weren't even that big a team. I think relentlessly building, we started collecting feedback, NPS. Most of you would know what NPS is, right? It's Net Promoter Score. And I think in the first 5-6 months, members really loved the mission. They loved what we were doing, right? But I think there was this common feedback that, okay, we need an app. Okay, we need this. Okay, like group coaching is great, but I want my own journey. Or this is great, but I want this. So I think we'd also kind of done some early experiments. Like I cold wrote to Ankur Varuku and I said, I'm building this community, come and talk. And he came and spoke, and that like literally in 2 days, it became a property called Masterclasses today, right? Today, I think our members love Masterclasses. We've just started doing offline as well. So overall, it's become a property, but these are all experiments that we kind of ran. Now, literally, we started in May. I think around September, October, we got this feedback. 1st of November, we did a bunch of changes. We absolutely tweaked from, okay, this money gives you this, to 900 rupees per month. You get to be a part of the membership overall and the network, because people started valuing the network a lot more. Even in our NPS, what came out was they valued people who were a part of the ecosystem a lot more than, I get this benefit or that benefit. And we said, you take your time and you do this when you want. So if you want coaching, you can additionally pay. If you want this, you can additionally pay, right? And that's when we kind of went a la carte, so to speak. And I think we did that for a while. We added a bunch of features over time. All of those pivots had happened. I think what that also helped us do is it opened floodgates a little bit. 30,000 was a lot of money. So immediately when we went to subscriptions and 900 rupees per month, that it just helped us onboard faster. So from 60 to 100, we started going, okay, 200 per month or 300 per month, and so on and so forth. This was going, I think, really, really great until RBI slapped its rules and said, okay, now you can't have monthly subscription debits on your credit card. And we went back and again changed our pricing to today what it is, which is 5,000 rupees annually.
Right.
Technically what it is, I mean, we all pay for Netflix, all of that. So it's not so much money, right? It's 2 Starbucks coffees, but I think it also helps people value the membership a lot more. And that's how our revenue model has evolved. Just speaking of revenue model, I'll take 30 more seconds. I think L&D additionally also gives us some revenue via coaching and all of that, right? Like we make a certain amount of money in case someone books a one-on-one coaching session, so on and so forth. I think jobs for us is going to be a very, very big one. I do feel jobs revenue is going to overtake even subscription revenue for us at scale. So yeah, I think that's how the revenue model for Leap.Club has evolved. It is the first community I'm building, so I'm no one to give gyan on, this is how you should monetize these communities, this is what you should do. But I think if you are thinking of monetizing communities, I saw a lot of people are planning and so on and so forth, right? I think first and foremost, I would urge you to take a step back, right? Understand what is the value that you want to give to this community, right? There are people who just want to create a community to push a product or just because it's cool on Twitter, right? So don't start a community for the sake of it. I think forming a community requires a lot more than just getting a certain set of people together, right? Or just getting a certain number of people on your website or your app or so on and so forth. So I think first and foremost would be to just understand customers, understand feedback, understand what is it that they want. 2 would be, I think, improve outcomes. Today for us, it's learning, it's engagement, it's network, it's all of that. What is it for your community? What are you expecting these people who are a part of your community to get out of it, right? And then eventually, I think the brand loyalty and everything kind of gets built. Like it doesn't get built overnight at all. So yeah, I think that's my take on monetizing communities.
What does it take, in general to run a great subscription community? Take us through maybe 2 or 3 highlights of building Leap.Club as a community as well as a business.
Got it. I think first and foremost, I must have said this 100 times, is build in public, right? When we quit our jobs at Zomato to start Leap.Club, This is 2 years ago. So lots of companies were building in stealth, right? I think stealth was a new cool. Everyone's like, oh, for whatever reasons, want to build in private and stuff like that. I think for us, we agreed to completely disagree. And we went ahead and we started building in public. And it comes with its pros and cons. You're also not winning. You're winning in front of them, but you're also not winning in front of them. Sometimes you're failing and falling in front of them. So I think for us, that was extremely important. It also helped us understand that we don't want to get married to our early ideas just because we thought XYZ works or ABC works. We don't have it today. We pivoted multiple times, like I said, right? So I think it just helped us go back to the drawing board again and again. Second thing is speak to your customers and keep your ears to the ground. I think as companies grow and as founders also grow, they stop keeping their ears to the ground because of 100 things that happen. I think it's very important to never let that change. And I remember before Leap started, I was listening to Sanjeev Bikhchandani, right? And he was talking about his career and his journey at HUL. And he said one thing that everyone gets wrong is they grow too soon and then they stop keeping their ears to the ground. So beyond NPS also, just pick up the phone, talk to your members, understand what else can you do for them, right? Marry the problem, not your idea. I am still learning every day. I think that it just requires a lot of self-reflection, sometimes playing tough cop with yourself, but it's very, very important to understand why you started, what you want to solve, and not be like, oh, this was my idea and that's why I'm going to do this.
Ragini, thank you so much. Before we leave, this is one last question from my side. Any advice from anyone who is, thinking to build a community or a community-led business? Any final advice for everyone?
Yeah, like I said earlier, like I'm no guru on community building, but I think Anand and I every day have one person who reaches out and they're like, okay, what is the hack? How do you build a community? Honestly, we didn't start, like I said, Leap.Club with the idea of creating a community. It happened, right? But I think first and foremost, my biggest takeaway or learning has been ensure there's a big enough problem, right? Ensure there's a common mission that kind of binds your community. And if it doesn't, it will be short-lived. I think second for me is relationships are way more important than just likes and followers on your Instagram pages or your Twitter handles. I think focus on the right things. 3 is invest in every single conversation, every single person, whether it's working for them, not working for them. Trust me, as a community builder, it is exhausting to have these conversations sometimes day in, day out. I understand that, but it's equally important. So space it out, but do it well. I do feel authenticity, heart, hustle are literally the golden words of building a product and building a community. So I think always keep that extremely, extremely close to your core. And yeah, I think just feedback, know what to take, know what to skip. And remember, everything valuable comes at a price. So create that value too for members.
Thank you so much, Ragini, for sharing all the learnings. I think this definitely beats a lot of sessions that I've done in past. And thank you so much for openly talking about some of the things that a lot of people are not comfortable sharing their models and everything. Shows truly how you're building in public. I cannot thank you more. Would love to keep in touch, would love to have you again sometime in future. Absolutely. Maybe share a different set of learnings by that time.
I think every month we have a different set of learnings, so happy to. And like I said, I think for us it's just important, and I'll just call out, the world needs many more leaps. So it's always great to share and have many more people do this.
Awesome. All right. Hope that audience can build more leaps and other meaningful communities and implement some of these learnings. Until the next session, bye guys. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.